Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar. In this video, we're going to be answering viewer questions. I should do this more regularly like other normal people. Uh, so this is, if you want to leave a question, the best way to do it is to leave the hashtag BAT, hashtag BAT. That stands for BrickTsar Answer Thingy, and I'll try to answer your questions in an upcoming video. Sometimes I include them in other videos. Sometimes I do videos like this that's just going to be answering questions. And the most important question is the one we're going to start off with first. No, it's not what shirt am I wearing, because this is another, what is this? It's a Vsauce, Inquisitive Laboratory shirt. Uh, this question is from London Moore. It's a very appropriate question. It says, how do you not get overwhelmed with so much Lego stuff? And my answer is much like the Hulk. What was it in Avengers? when, when they asked him how does he not get mad or how does he not get angry, he's like, I'm always angry. So how do I not get overwhelmed? I'm always overwhelmed. So I can't get overwhelmed. I just stay whelmed, much whelmed. And it was I sat down to, well, I'm standing up, but I was going to do this video, and I said, let me look at some of the questions, and this is the first one I noticed, and I was like, it's very appropriate because I was feeling very much overwhelmed. I just been through sorting the Duplo stuff. I feel both like I've done a lot, and also that I'm just getting further behind. So it's like no matter how much I organize, I mean, I got my Duplo stuff organized. I got my train track organized. I have my Bricklink store organized. I have my Thomas and Friends Duplo stuff organized, but I just still feel like there's no space. Did anybody just hear Alex Noon say space? Uh, so thank you for the question, London Moore. The next one is from Geology Joe. And he says, when sellers call a piece new, what does that technically mean? Does it mean it comes directly from a newly opened set? So there may be some debate on this, and it is a question that's come up before. And this is one of those things that probably could even, the question could be the topic of a video and just a single video doing that. Because I know I've discussed it before in other videos, but like to go find that video where I talked about it'd be hard. But if you had a video, it's like, what is new? What is new Lego? What does that mean? Or come up with some catchy title to go with that. Basically, the most important thing is that it's actually new. Now, some people will say that it has to be sealed, but how can you sell a piece if you don't take it out of the set? So that would mean that if you were selling pieces, they would all have to be used. So obviously, there are a lot of people like myself selling pieces that are new. And generally, that means I took them straight from the set and you didn't build them. And yes, people can notice, and there are stresses that you can put on pieces by putting them together. So I also recommend that people that are selling bricks don't try to save space by sticking them together. I have bought from people, and I think they've done it to like make it easier to count. They'll have them grouped, and I'm like, don't stick the pieces together. Just don't do it, even if it takes up more space. Space. Yeah, just don't stick them together. but uh, but I have stuck together minifigures. So, and I thought it was normal, like for years. And some I do, some come from the package assembled, but a lot of people don't like that. They don't like their minifigures assembled. So I would recommend not putting them together. And so for the most part, I don't. But I know there's still a ton of lots in my store where I assemble the minifigures because people say that they're not due if you do that. But if they came from the box like that, I don't know. So and then like Joey from Brick Trains, he's mentioned before when if he's taken a drawer out of his store because he needed those parts and he went and got his parts, so he's kind of handling the lot. And even though he hadn't used all those pieces, when he goes and puts it back, sometimes he puts it in there as used if he's handled it. But yeah, I would say anything you take from a new set. Uh, if you take it from Pick-a-Brick, it's technically new, but those pieces can get shuffled around. So if you're gonna list Pick-a-Brick pieces as new, make sure they just came out of the box instead of from that bin where people can shuffle through it. And even that, you can get human um, signs of humans in their hair and stuff. And even sorting Legos, there's a chance that your own hair can fall off your arms. I try not to. We try to look for that kind of stuff. But, and my hair is falling out of my head, obviously. So, that's always a problem. Oh, look, we got another question from Geology Joe. He's a channel member, a longtime supporter of the channel. So we appreciate Geology Joe. Um, so he said he graduated. It's the little post I did about the picture. Oh, this was the post. All right, so I did a post for members only, and I think he was the only one that responded. I wanted some questions, and I'm thinking about doing for the members like him, especially the czar level members like him. I would like to do something where maybe I just consider their questions only, and it's almost kind of like I'm doing this now. But Jolly G. Joe, he says, what sorts of Lego misprints or errors do you own or want to own? I mean, like the short shots, marbled bricks, the ones that are not meant to be marbled but end up that way. And more I find these types of pieces fascinating. Another question, if you could own a really cool 2x4 marbled brick with two colors, what would be in it? Oh, that's an interesting question. Thanks, Jabo. So, the marbled bricks, I did discover those many years ago because of Max Cross, who was the 3001, a Brick Oddity guy. Traded with him way back before YouTube day. And yeah, he's the one that introduced me to marbled bricks. It's not something that I'm collecting. If I ever came across a marble brick, I mean, yeah, I'd be happy to get it, but I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay a premium price to get a marbled brick. But there's always the chance that you can get them in sets. In some that are naturally marbled. That the video I did on the Is It Lego? Now there are some little round disc little pieces in there that are marbled. They're designed to be marbled, so no two are going to be alike. And there's other parts like that Lego has made that are intentionally marbled. But something like a brick generally is not marbled. But there are so many of them out there. It's just what I don't know how to put a price on it because they generally people want to sell them for a lot, but there's not a few of them out there. There are a lot of them out there, and people can just make them in the factories. They can make them, but a lot of times you get the marbling. It used to be that they said you got the marbling when the mold was running out, or I mean the color, the dye was running out, or got mixed or something. But I'm not interested in seeking them out. If I ever got one, I'd be happy. But that being said, I do have some marble bricks. I will be discussing that hopefully soon. I have some Duplo ones that are marbled, slightly marbled. They're not as detailed, and it is cool when you see more of the tie-dyed looking marbled stuff. But yeah, I have some Duplo bricks. You might have seen some of them briefly in one of my Duplo sorting video, and I did find some of the other ones. So perhaps I could do a separate video or a short or something featuring those. Those are, I think, the only ones I know of that I have. And he asked, what colors would you want to be in it? That's a tough one. I like purple. I think purple and silver. How about that? That you'll never see that in a marbled brick. Oh, look at this. And this is geology, and I think he asked this one, and it made him think of the other question. I'm going backwards. These are chronologically backwards, so I'm answering the most recent one first. He says, "What's up with those little marble discs? Are they really old? Something about marbled Lego really entices me. Great collection." So, I forgot. I forgot to look up where they come from. They're not rare at all. I think they're little shooter things from It might be a Bionicle thing. Somebody comment below. I'm too lazy to go research. And I've bought so many. They're on my wanted list, and I couldn't. Oh, you know what? I'll do this while I'm jabbering here. Is that a word? Jabbo is jabbering. So I'm gonna go look at my wanted list on Bricklink. Let's change hands with my high quality microphone here that I hope I'm recording with. So if I go to my Bricklink and I go to my wanted list, I think it's in Is It Lego? I got a whole wanted list called Is It Lego, and I'm gonna look for that part. Oh, it's not in there. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I think I took it out. I took it out when I. Oh, now how am I going to find it again? Marbled. Let's look up the word marbled on Bricklink. I hope I can find. Oh, there's the Oh, I don't have an image to share with you, but there was a giant, like, it looked like the alien sucker thing, but it was like trans neon greenish and had other colors. It was marbled. Somebody bought it in my store yesterday, and I kind of wish that I'd kept it now. It's from when I parted out, I think, a bunch of Bionicle sets. I can't find. Oh, there's a You know what? The marbled octopus. That is a thing that I would really want. So I cannot find that disc. Let me put. I wonder if I got it under disc. Let's look. Nope, I can't find it. Sorry, Joe. So another opportunity for somebody to leave a comment with a link. Somebody comment below with those. There's two colors at least. Like there's one that's got that trans, or not. It's not really trans, but it's the bright yellow and greenish, or lime, and then there's like an orangish one, I think. But a very good question. All right, here's one from Beth7467, and it's probably a different name. I do not know how to switch it here where I can see the actual names of people. But she asks, do you label your containers before putting them on shelves? Also, I wonder if you could stuff crumpled paper or something in empty spaces in containers to prevent things from rolling around. That's an excellent question. So, with my model trains, I have used something similar to the container. So this video is, the questions on the video organized in my Lego passenger trains, harder than I thought. So I got all the passenger trains in those Sterilite. They're kind of like the ones that you can slide under a bed, those types of containers. But yeah, the stuff could roll around in there. So I've used bubble wrap. Crumpled up paper would work just as well. I would probably prefer the bubble wrap, but I've done that with my model trains. I have them in a box and have bubble wrap. With the model trains, I probably need to do something like I've seen guys at show. They have like foam, and they can just have all their cars and locomotives just lined up where they're not going to get broken, so they can transport them to a show. It'd be a great way to store stuff. Blah1 asks, what was the first Lego League all about? I stumbled across it, but I'm still trying to figure out what it was. Is it exclusive in Europe? I think I need a CD-ROM too. Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about it. It sounds like it probably. I think it's something related to Lego education. Is this? Hold on a minute. I think this first Lego League would use stuff like this. This is a Mindstorm mat, and I think it was in the U.S. too, because or maybe it had a different name. So the guy, James Mathis, who designed the Santa Fe locomotive, or he was the fan designer that contributed in designing the Santa Fe train sets, and he did a B unit. And I will do that video soon, hopefully, with the Santa Fe. But he got involved with the, now I can't think of it. Was it first Lego League? But it was the, the Mindstorm stuff that get involved with the youth and the tournaments and the education part of it. Just with maybe it was something robotics. I can't. All right, another opportunity for somebody to leave a comment below. But yeah, he got out of doing the train stuff and then got more focused on that. in his recent years. I don't know. Well, that was probably 10 years ago, so I don't know what he's up to now. But it's more of like something you would, if you were in school, you'd be involved in that. They could have clubs for it at school. My school never did anything with Lego, but that was way back in the day. Lego was still rocks back then, I think. But anyway, good question. If you know more about First Lego League, let me know. I've not done like research on it. I've not watched other people that have talked about it and their involvement with it, but I'm sure there's teachers and students and grown people that have been involved with it. And there's probably some videos on YouTube, but I really like the question. All right, let's see. Mayo Hosko asks, what percentage of the architecture theme do you own complete with instructions? Not many. I don't know what the percentage is, but we could find out a rough estimate by looking at my brick set. So I'm going to go to BrickTsar.com. I have most of my architecture sets listed on there. Not all of them. I'm not sure how many that I haven't put on there. It's mostly probably the sealed ones. So I'm going to look up, how do you find architecture? Let's do, oh yeah, here we go. Architecture. Come on. There has got to be, when I'm doing this, it pulls up 60 sets. There's got to be more than 60 sets. Aren't there more than 60 sets in architecture? No, that's not right. That can't be right. Wow. So how do if I go here, my collection, I want to do, let's see. Oh, I haven't used this in so long, this brick set. So analysis, I'm going to do the analysis. I think it's the analysis table. So architecture, according to this, now here it lists 59 sets. I own 28 of them. So a little less than half, 47%. I own 47% as far as total sets based on this. And again, there's probably a couple that I own that aren't on this list, but I want to go to not YouTube, Bricklink, because that's shocking to me that there are only 60 architecture sets. But and I didn't get like the Great Wall of China. There's some recent ones that I did want to get that I didn't. And now that I'm seeing that there's only 60 of them, I'm like, wow. I mean, one of them, like the Marina Bay Sands, it was an exclusive one. Several $100s, like $600 or $700 to get it now. There's things like that. But let's go to sets, architecture. And so on Bricklink, they also include some of the old hobby sets. But yeah, there's only, how many items? 66. And that counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 59. There's 59 architecture sets, including the early ones that what's his name did. The three named guy. He did John Hancock, Sears Tower, and then they redid the Willis and the Sears Tower, John Hancock. Oh, nope, I take it back. They didn't redo the Willis Tower, but wow. I learned something today. How about that? There's only 59 architecture sets. Wow. And I own almost half of them. So, let's see. Mayo Hosko, what areas used to be a catch-all, but you get all but got organized this year? Well, this table here is definitely the first catch-all, and literally yesterday it was empty. Today, all the Thomas and Friends stuff is still on here, and then I was moving some stuff over here, and I got a couple of things I threw on here. They'll be off after I film this video, but it's the table is a catch-all. Any box that doesn't have anything on top of it ends up being a catch-all, and that's the problem. And it goes back to the first question about being overwhelmed. It's like I don't have the like. There was a time when the whole basement I had there's a video I did of the whole basement, and it was pretty much organized, like where you could get to everything. It said the Heard It in a Love Song video. I'll try to remember to put a link to it. But I could get to everything. The problem then was that some of the stuff was under the tables, and I didn't like crawling under the tables. So I redid the tables, and I got it where I could access the tables from all sides and never have to crawl under them. And that didn't last very long. So, yeah, I do need to sell more stuff, and I'm gonna continue to work on it. Thank you to Shy from Shy Time Is My Time. He placed a big order in my store. It's 2 boxes of stuff like that helps, and I'm gonna work on that. When I had all the Duplo stuff, my wife said, "Are you selling some of this?" And I'm like, "No, keeping the Duplo. We're gonna play with Milo with." But there are some Duplo things also, and I have Duplo parts in my store actually. It's not a big seller, but I wanna work on some more of the Duplo stuff. I want to make sure I have all the Disney Cars sets. I think I do. In fact, I got 2 of them I haven't even done videos on yet, and then the Toy Story stuff. I want to make sure I have that. But yeah, the collection. I've talked about it, and it's not just Lego; it's everything. When I was making room for the Duplo stuff, I got a place I'm going to put it in over here where I can access it for now. I came across the Roller Coaster Tycoon roller coaster, which I don't know if anybody's even done a video on it or not. It's extremely rare, and it takes up a lot of space. I'll have space. I heard Alex Noons again. I'm going to have to build it upstairs, and so it's one of those things where I got to build it, make sure I'm ready to film it. I don't know if a GoPro will work on it or not. I have no idea because I've never built it, but I want to try have it where I can do the light. And so I was like, maybe I need to build it outside, but that's like an all-day project because you got to build it. Don't know how long it's going to take to build it, and then I'm going to have to take it down. And so I was sitting over there. I'm like, oh, I need to do a video on that. And I have probably 10, 15 roller coasters I probably never did a video on, including the Lego one. Oh, speaking of roller coasters, I'll just show you how random my collection organizing. I just walked over there. Yeah, the Kings Island, the Beast. It's a brick built roller coaster by CDX Blocks, Lego compatible. AKA the Mitten. I've never done a video on that. Yeah, it's still sealed. So, yeah, I am so far behind. Martin Ferret, longtime viewer, asked, do you have the 379 bus station? I do. At least I think I do. I need to do a video on it. And when I do my Legoland and vintage videos, that's definitely something I need to cover. The King asks, I love the old intro comeback. Are you excited for Kung Fu Panda? I would not. I'm not. I like Jack Black. Isn't he Kung Fu Panda? But it's not. It's not one. It's not one of the movies I've gotten into. But I probably could watch it and be entertained. But I'm not. It's not one of the things I'm looking forward to. But thank you for the intro. It's one of those things that'll appear randomly in videos from time to time. So. Okay, here's one from Ian Wozniak. He says, why is your daughter's nickname Triceratops? What other nicknames does she have and why? Well, her original nickname was Bug, And that started because she had this little ladybug that she sat in before she could walk, and then she had a little ladybug costume when she could walk. And so we called her our little Sarah bug, and her name's Sarah. So that's how you get Triceratops. And she's got other other names like Cerebellum. Any variation of a name with Sarah, she probably has more nicknames than anybody else in our family, and different relatives have given her different nicknames related to the name Sarah. So yeah, I love that girl. The King, a very important question. He says, "Would you sell all your Lego and go on a vacation with your wife?" And I think that was covered in a previous video. I really should. That's for sure. We got one more bat. This is from Mayo Hosco. It says, if you ever went back and edited all your old videos, how many hours of footage do you think you would trim out on iMovie? On my editing software, I trim out at least 30 seconds of dead air per video. So I really should do that more. In fact, I probably should do that in this video. I try to keep talking when, like, my edits are usually the beginning and the end of a segment. So, like, I hit record, I go do whatever I'm doing, then I stop it. So I cut that little, me going to the camera and coming back from the camera type thing. I usually cut those out. Sometimes I'll leave a little bit of that in for, like, that natural feel, like, me having this microphone here. God, I hope this thing's recording. But as far as old videos, the YouTube editor is much improved. I can actually go now to old videos and clip out dead sections. I could go clip out the ums, like the many times I say even though I probably didn't do it in this video. I mean, I did say in this video, but I didn't edit it out. But you can go in the YouTube editor and clip out dead sections. And I've thought about it with some of my older videos. It might fix the pacing, and I'm not sure. You might also be able to speed them up, because some of the videos where I'm talking really deadpan, like not intentionally deadpan, but slow, I might speed it up like a 1 1/4. It might not sound natural though if you did that. I've seen other YouTubers that have sped theirs up in the post, like outside of YouTube, and it didn't go right. It didn't sound right. But yeah, that's what all YouTubers should do. And the trendy YouTubers, I mean, that's why they're fast paced, because that dead air is, it's time for people to leave. That's what happens. People leave. But there's one of my favorite YouTubers right now, and it's kind of weird because I'm not into legal stuff. Like, there's a really good YouTuber, Legal Eagle, for instance. Legal Eagle makes some fantastic videos, and I've watched a lot of them. And this is not the one I'm saying, it's the one I watch regularly. Steve Leto, this lawyer up in Michigan, I don't know why, but when he tells things, it's like your dad. Well, he's more closer. He's a little bit older than me, but it's like your dad talking to you and telling you a story. And all of his videos are record. He reads the story, talks about the story, rehashes the story, and he ends the video. And they have editor or somebody that adds a clip at the beginning and the end, but it's really just one take, much like I'm trying to do in this video. And I really enjoy it. But it's not necessarily that I'm even interested in all the legal things. Some of them are kind of funny, and I think that's why I like him. He's even covered stories that are from my area that I live in, because people send him stories from around the country, and then he'll talk about them and give his legal expertise. And I'm telling you, I don't know the man. All I've noticed the things that he says in his videos. If I ever needed a lawyer, I'd like to get a lawyer like that. Hopefully I'll never need a lawyer. But anyway, that's the video. I want to thank everybody for leaving questions. If you want a question answered in another video like this, leave it in this comment section below, or any of the videos. Just use the hashtag BAT, B-A-T. That's the best way to get them answered. I will try to also answer when people forget to do that, but I didn't do that in this video. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, I saw this. I was watching Veritasium, and a couple of times he was talking about clicking the light button, and on my phone it lit up. The light button lit up, and he said something else about light, and it lit up again. And then I saw a video from Ralph Bricks watching one of my videos, and I said something about I don't like asking people to subscribe, or I and this I said the word subscribe or something, and the subscribe button lit up. So did that just happen? I don't know. It's a neat feature, but um, maybe it happens if you haven't liked it or subscribed. I don't ask a lot, um, but thank you, and special thanks to the channel members like Mayo, Geology Joe, and many others. You get a little fancy icons. I'm going to add some more. Uh, I'm about to say Brian from Battery Power, but Joey from Brick Trains has given me some more to use on the channel. So anyway, thanks. I'll be back tomorrow, unless I'm overwhelmed. But I'll be in a different shirt if I'm back.